In this video, I'm going to show you how I've helped landscapers basically make a ton more money by leveraging professional photography and videography. So to show you how this is possible, we have to look at this beautiful drawing that I just made that describes leads. And this is describing leads for pretty much every business, including my marketing business, including basically, including your landscaping business or local service business, whatever it is. Leads generally fall somewhere on this line where we have at the bottom of the kind of like at the bottom of the lead pool, the least quality lead is going to be someone who kind of expects the world, who has no budget at all, calls you up all the time, is, hey, there's a leaf that got blown on a driveway, or, this calls you up all the time over the most ridiculous things, wastes all your time and causes all your headaches, and also just doesn't even pay you for them, right? That's kind of the lowest quality lead you could have. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's going to be like the highest quality lead that you can have. So this is going to be someone who is busy actually doing something with their life. So they're not going to be calling you up all the time over a leaf that got misblown or something. And they're also going to have a lot of money. They're going to pay you what you're worth. They're going to trust you. They're going to actually pay you what you need to charge. And this is going to be the highest quality lead you can get. When it comes to a lot of the landscapers and just a lot of the companies that I work with, a lot of times people are kind of stuck on the bottom half of this, and we're kind of just working with a ton of lower quality leads, and we're wasting a lot of our time. We're spending so much time having to go back out to the job site because you basically had everything perfect, but Karen called on the phone and said that there was a mulch that some mulch that got blown in the driveway, or just something ridiculous, and you're wasting all of your time on these lower quality leads who aren't actually paying you what you need to charge and what you need to charge to grow your business. You're spending all of your time, you're spending all your crew's time kind of working with these leads, and we're not able to spend as much time for the few leads that we have that we want to actually do work with, right? The high-end customers, because we're spending too much time over here. And what is happening then is the quality of the service that we're able to provide kind of goes down, and then we are kind of losing more of our higher-end customers because our quality goes down. They expect quality, and our quality kind of goes down, and we just keep getting. Then we kind of go in this never-ending cycle of just only getting low quality leads and spending all our time working with the low quality leads, we're never able to kind of grow into a company that is just only working with higher end customers. And this is a very important concept to understand, because I'm going to talk about how we can leverage photography, which might sound kind of strange, but we can leverage photography to kind of break out of here and more so into the higher end customers. So now that we understand that, we can kind of look at this, another just beautiful drawing by me, of the kind of lead searching process. So this is going to be like when people are finding your business, this is kind of the process they're going to go down. And I'm going to show you in a second how this ties into photography, so just stay with me. But think of, all of your potential leads, all of your potential leads that you have, think of them all kind of in this section. When your potential lead is trying to find a lawn care, landscaping company, or whatever company to work with, they're going to go through a searching process. So what that generally entails is sometimes it's just like word of mouth, like asking friends. Sometimes it's going to be going on social media, looking you up on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is, looking up landscaper on Facebook, and then a lot of times it's going to be searching landscaper near me on Google, or searching lawn care near me on Google, whatever it is, searching roofer near me, whatever business you have. They kind of go through a search process. And at the end of the search process, they generally will narrow down, a few different companies, like 3 different landscapers that we saw that kind of stood out to us. Let's kind of compare them side to side, and maybe submit, maybe get bids from these 3 companies, or maybe we just saw one company that's really good at those 3 companies, and we trust them already. We're just gonna send out just try to get one bid from them, right? So there's kind of like a process that potential leads go through in finding you. And when a potential lead kind of goes through this process and they're in the searching process and they go to your website from Google, or they go to their social media page, or even if they just hear about you, like even if you hear about a company, like the first thing you're gonna do is look them up still and go to their website at least. 90+% of your potential leads are gonna go to your website. So if a potential lead goes to one of those platforms and they go to it and it's just like a poorly designed website, or with stock images, AI images, maybe pictures you took that just don't look very very nice, and it just looks very unprofessional, they're gonna kick you out immediately, right? They're gonna filter you out, and the only leads that are gonna kind of like stay with you are the leads that are thinking and like seeing your presence online and like, okay, this maybe is a newer company, or they don't have the best presence online, but maybe they'll do a decent job, and maybe I can get a deal if I go with them versus another company that seems to have a little bit better presence online. Maybe I can get a deal with this company. Let's actually contact them, right? So you're going to be literally attracting those lower end customers we talked about before, because your stuff online just looks ugly. However, if instead we had a beautifully designed website with professional photography, right? So stuff that, and I'll overlay a example of a website that I've done, but a professional level photography and professional level videography, with drone shots and all this sort of stuff that really kind of wows every single person that goes to that website, it's going to do the complete opposite effect. It's going to kind of push away some of those lower end leads, because you look so professional online. It's going to push away some of those lower end leads, and it's going to heavily invite those higher end customers, that so many of us desire, because they're going to see that and they're going to be like, wow, this is a pretty professional looking website for a landscaper. I've honestly never even seen anything this professional. I'm going to assume that they probably do a pretty good job when it comes to their services as well, right? So they're going to put you at the top of their list when it comes to choosing a company. They're going to contact you and they're going to be wishing for you to contact them back, more so than anyone else they contact, just because of the level of professionalism we had with our social media and our website, and with the pictures specifically. Because people don't even really read words, especially like when they go to your website, they'll skim the words. But at the end of the day, they want to look at pictures, especially when it comes to a landscaper, especially when it comes to someone who does landscape design services, where showing off your work is so important. They want they want your website to tell a story about you based on the pictures that are on it. So that's why it's super duper important to have professional photography when it comes to attracting those higher end customers. So yes, you could go, hire a photographer, or hire a marketing company to go and take these pictures for you. However, I know a lot of you probably would just like to do this yourself, or confident you can do this yourself, or also just kind of understand it so that you can tell a photographer exactly what it is that you want to get the most amount of value you can out of a photographer. So how to do this? So basically, when it comes to the pictures that you're going to be wanting to display on your social media presence and on your website, and your Google business profile and stuff like that, is you basically just want it to make you look like an expert. So expertise. We want pictures that are going to tell a story about us and make us really look and feel like an expert in the industry. So to do that, there's really three things that you want to hit on. And I'll show you again the example of one of my past clients. But we want personalization, trustworthiness, and quality. So what I mean by personalization is we want to take pictures with your crew in it, with their company shirts, maybe your truck in the background with a logo on it, and maybe like wearing a hat with the logo on it, right? We want to have pictures that show proof that it's us doing this work. So maybe like you're doing a landscape design project, you're like 90% complete, you're just doing some finishing touches, and you got your crew out there and everyone's kind of working. That's a prime moment to take a personalized picture, right? Because now it's proof that, hey, this is a beautiful job that we did, and our crew's kind of working on it. It's not a stock image, it's not an AI image, I didn't steal it from other landscaper, another website. And when people go and see that, they will feel that personalization. They will feel the expertise that personalized picture is showing, and it's just going to lead to more quality customers. In addition to that, trustworthiness. So having pictures, I mean, this again kind of goes hand in hand with personalization, but having pictures that look trustworthy, they look nice, they look professional. It's, has a good like backdrop, everything just kind of looks good. Again, same with quality. Everything, you could even get, you could hire someone to edit the photos to make them look a little bit nicer. But just making sure everything looks pretty pristine, and it's not just like something that, you could take pictures with your phone, but it's not blurry. It's not like your finger's not in it. I see that all the time, or there's not like weird shadows kind of distorting the whole picture. But if you kind of just get kind of the basics down, take some pictures that look decent, have your crew working in them, everything looks nice, it's going to deliver on expertise, and it's going to get you higher paying, easy to deal with customers.